And how many hours a week do you figure that you work? Like, do you come early, do you stay late, do you take work home?
I actually had been keeping track of that last year, but then I started getting my master's degree. So it was too hard to measure that because it would have, they overlap. But I mean, there were weeks where it was close to 60 hours, just, with planning. And I'm one to never settle. I always want to find the best, newest, most interactive, engaging way my students can learn. So, I put in so much extra time to find what's best for them. But yeah, there were definitely times when it was closer to 60 hours a week.
I work 60, 70-hour work weeks without even batting an eye. And I'm okay with that. I'm a single guy. But if I had a family and I had kids and I don't know how teachers here do it. I have no idea how they balance that and they strike a healthy balance.
How often do you take work home?
Now that's the tricky question because I don't want to, but I will work longer days. So when I leave, it is my time, but that doesn't mean I don't have to stay here till 5, 6 o'clock on some nights so that I don't take it home.
I very rarely take work home. My husband is an elementary school teacher, and we have 3 kids. So, and I don't, once I get home, my focus is my family. So I have always stayed late. He would always go in early, and I would stay late so that we could be there for our kids. And I just, use my playing time and lunchtime wisely, or try to.
I come early. I get here about 7:30, and anymore I don't leave till about 5 on most nights. I don't take any work home. I made a decision when my kids were born that I would never take anything home again. And I pretty much, over the last 22 years, I have not taken work home.
Well, as an art teacher, I can't really take work home because I tried that one time. Let me take home 100 clay projects to grade. That doesn't work very well. So I come into work, I don't know, about half an hour early, and I don't stay late too much. But when I get home, I have to work about an hour every night. And for me at this point, I've been teaching so long that most of my curriculum's pretty set. I mean, there's things that I always tweak and change. But it's contacting parents, posting grades, kind of that detailed stuff that I can't get done, or I could get done at school, but it's easier to just do it at home.
I was thinking, we always come in 20, 30 minutes early, no matter what, and you leave 30 minutes late. So if you just do that, it's 45, but then we're always thinking about what's the next thing we can do, or how can I do that, or I'm going to research this while I'm watching TV. So I'd say it's probably more like 50, 55 hours a week maybe. And that, when you first start, it's probably more like 60 until you get some things in place, but then every year you tweak them. I was telling the kids about the light bulb was a way to keep factories open where people could work. And then recently it was, well, now people are expected to work because their company gave them a laptop. Well, we have been given laptops, so it's like, how do you still do what you should be doing at the same time, work with your families?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that family work balance is tough.
Yeah, and there comes a time too, where you're like, sorry kid, you're not going to get your essays back for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because I have other things at home, So there's, you have to make those, and that kind of comes from experience.
Yeah.
I think you learn how to manage that and kind of navigate that stuff. So.
My first couple years starting out, I worked way more than I should have. As a new teacher, I was the first one in the parking lot and the last one to leave at the end of the day. I was late to school if I was here by 6:30, and my first year especially, I did not leave before 5, 6 o'clock at night. And then my first school year, I only worked 4 days a week, and the 5th day of the week, I was usually in the classroom planning, and I would spend an entire day planning in the classroom. I would say that this is my first Christmas break where I didn't do any schoolwork while I was on break. But I have about 4 days of grading to do in the next couple of weekends.
To catch up.
Yeah, so I would say I overworked myself quite a bit those first couple years. But it does come easier now, and it comes faster, and I've learned prioritize different things. Parent emails can wait when you read them at 10 o'clock at night. Don't check your email at 10 o'clock at night.
Right, right.
You wait until you're at school on a plan period the next day. And any other business, I watch my husband come home from work and he doesn't work at home. So I chose not to work at home too. Yes, and if I'm not physically working, I'm still mentally working. I'm constantly thinking about the plan for tomorrow. Before I go to bed, I go through a checklist in my mind of what is my plan, what do I need to get done first thing in the morning, what do I need to do on my commute. I wake up, I go through that again of what do I make sure I have to do. I get to school, okay, what do I have to do to set up for first hour? I have second period plans so that I can get caught up a little bit. And then at the end of the day, it's what do I need to do before I leave? What do I need to do on the way home? Before I go to bed, what am I going to do about those kids tomorrow? A lot of mental work, even outside of those hours.